Well, the weather outside is about to be frightful. There's no fire in here, so I can't say it's delightful. But PJ and I are at 530 Frederica Street at the high-rise white brick edifice. We are jolly and bright. Merry Christmas, my man.
You too.
Merry Christmas.
You too.
It's time for more Law Lite, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, fwhlegal.com. If you've been listening the last few weeks, you know that today is a very important day, as we have narrowed the list of 32 Christmas movies down to just 2. There has been great controversy. This matter has been looked at by many a people. Mm-hmm. It's been looked into to make sure that it has been fraud-free. We have gone about this in the most diplomatic manner we know possible.
Yep. No Russian interference.
Nothing. And here we are today
Yes.
for the last episode of Law Lite, recording before Christmas to be actually released the day after Christmas.
That's right.
Right? Or on Christmas. I don't know how we're going to do that. Before we jump into what's got everybody on their toes, I know everybody's waiting with bated breath.
Oh, they are.
The discussion that we're going to have. We've made arrangements. It's a very busy time for Santa Claus. I know that he's made a few appearances here in this region. We put in a word that the word we got back was that he was pleased about the fact that we had done this competition, right?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Right?
Yeah.
And what did they tell you about? He was encouraging us to think about doing it again next year, which we've talked about.
Oh, yeah. It was one of those situations where we didn't really get to talk to him right away. His people had to call our people.
Oh, that's always
and
the way
vice
it is,
versa.
right.
Yeah, but he was extremely pleased with what we're doing with this whole Christmas movie bracket. And he said that, all the elves in the workshop had been chiming in and giving their thoughts as well. So he said it's been a whole ton of fun and that we should do it more often.
And he said he was gonna come in. We're gonna get him here. We don't know exactly when. We kind of gave him a ballpark, but
yeah, he said he would schedule us in.
Okay, so we don't know exactly, but we think we got the window. He'll be here in the next few minutes. So when he does, we'll get him on the mic and we'll get his input. How's that?
Sounds great. I'm excited.
Now, before we do that, okay, and we may have to immediately go into that if he knocks on the door.
Oh yeah. He's busy.
Right. Before we do that, just a forecasting of things to come. All right, we have lined up for next year already 3 guests who are going to be on our podcast. We have now set up January the 8th, I believe, episode, January the 15th episode, and January the 22nd episode.
Yes.
And so we have a realtor, right? Mm-hmm. We have a broadcast communication person, right?
Right.
And then who is the third?
Nathan Morris, who runs, who co-runs Haley McGinnis.
Haley McGinnis Funeral Home.
So he's kind of a jack of all trades. I don't know if he calls himself a mortician.
Right.
But
no, that's right.
Yeah.
We had discussed that, and I couldn't remember if that was the one because we sent out a couple of other invitations that we're working on. We have true to our word, PJ. We're going to, bang right into 2021 with the guests and try to kind of diversify.
We got some great people.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. Okay, looking forward to that. Real quick, are you ready for Christmas Day?
About as ready as I'm gonna be. Although I had kind of a small, I wouldn't say knockdown drag out, but I had a bit of a back and forth with my mom yesterday over the phone.
Oh, you did?
Over the dumbest thing. So I'll just tell the story very quickly. Well, let me preface it by saying this. My brother was super huge into Pokemon. So growing up, he collected Pokemon cards. So he had a shoebox that probably had, I don't know, like 500 to 1,000 Pokemon cards in it. Okay, eventually he got out of Pokemon like most people do with fads or things they get interested in early on. And he stored them away and didn't do anything with them. Well, Connor stumbled upon them last year, and Connor was kind of getting into Pokemon. So he asked my mom if he could have the cards. They then called Ross, my brother, and asked him. Ross said that's fine. I was adamant that he should not take the cards. I thought it was, because kids get in and out of things, especially now, very quickly with YouTube and the way game systems and things go. It's like things are moving so fast; they're in and out of fads. So I said it would they would not be taken care of, or they would not be played with, so it would be pointless for him to take them home. My mom kept going on and on and on, and finally it was like I was just, all right, fine. I lost. I conceded. I said, just let him take him home. True to form, he was into them for about a week. Then they vanished. I never thought about him after that. Well, what he had done was he had laid the box on the floor on the side of his bed that you never see, because when you come in the room, you don't see the right side of his bed if you're looking directly at the bed. Anyway, long story short, at some point, one of our cats decided that box was a litter box and started peeing in it and ruined the cards. So I threw them away. My mom.
Well, I don't like cats. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I used to be an animal person, but then I realized once you have a family that animals are just another responsibility that you don't need and just another mouth to feed. So it's just more money. Anyway, that's a whole other story. Yesterday, my mom calls, and she wants to know about the Pokemon cards, because I guess she saw something on the news that was talking about the resurgence of Pokemon, and so she was just like, oh, I bet there's cards in there that are worth tons of money, and you should go get the cards appraised, and blah, 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 blah. Well, I had to tell her what happened, and she lost it. And then it went from her angry at me allowing the cats to pee in the box, or if they even did, she's not sure. She thinks I just threw them away for some reason. And then she started saying how she can't let us have anything because, she let me have my grandfather's Purple Heart and the shrapnel from when he was in the war, and that got stolen. Somehow that was my fault. And then it became this whole thing about that it was my fault because I'm posting everything that we own on social media. Finally, I said a few expletive deleteds along with Merry Christmas, and then I just hung up on her, which I usually don't hang up on people, but she tends to be one of those individuals who, to make her point, she feels that she has to talk over you and louder to drown you out. Kind of felt like I'm an adult, and I don't feel like having to deal with that at the moment. So I'm
really glad that you shared this story before Santa came, because this is the epitome. Yeah. This is the epitome of like bad juju around Christmas time, man.
Right? Yeah.
We're talking about Pokemon cards that got pissed on by a cat and a mom that's mad about it. This is not how I envisioned our episode,
Christmas
going.
episode.
But thank you for sharing, PJ. Thank you. And may
You're
your
welcome.
Days be merry and bright.
Oh, they were.
May your days be merry and bright.
It only it was temporary, because as soon as I got off the phone, I watched American Pie 1 and 2, and
there you go.
I was in better spirits.
Are those going to make it on the Christmas list next year?
They're not Christmas movies. I wish they were. They're like some, no.
Okay.
Second one's like a summer movie, but anyway.
Man, they say sometimes when you're taking depositions in cases, be careful of what you ask, and this is an example.
Yeah, this was like a deposition.
Hey, are you ready for Christmas? Well, let me just share with you this story about Pokemon cards. Be careful what you ask, PJ, in the days leading up to Christmas. So, anyhow.
Yes.
Second thing I wanted to talk about before the guy gets here, that's going to be kind of the highlight of the show.
Yeah.
Is we are in the this directly affects you. We're in the process of interviewing.
Yes.
A new videographer and video mixing and graphic art assistant here at the office. Let's go back to when you were hired. The whole concept of having a person like that in a law firm was like novel, right?
Right.
Especially one our size. We're not some big, huge law firm, small law firm,
right,
really. And here we have a full-time videographer, video editing, graphic art person on staff. And so you are at the ground floor of that, the ground level, and we've built it, and we've dreamed, and we've had meetings and talked about how to better it, and we just had one of those this past week, in fact. And here we are now. The need is so realistic for needing a second person.
Yeah. Absolutely.
How does that make you feel?
I'm excited. I mean, the one thing I've noticed about our firm in general is the amount of growth that we've had over the years due to the need of what we offer. So, yeah, to me, this is exciting. I know a lot of people like freak out about change and stuff like that. I know that, the people that you've interviewed, I'm not going to lie, they have some skill sets that I don't have.
Right.
But to me, that's not threatening. To me, that just means, it's smart to bring on people who have diverse talents and abilities, because it's only going to make what you do better and stronger. I use the same model whenever I make my films. I always try to bring on people that are better and more talented than I am, because at the end of the day, it just makes what you try to do more successful.
Yeah, and the same is to be said. I mean, if every attorney in the law firm had the same skill set, we would be terrible lawyers.
Right.
Some lawyers are better at researching. Some better lawyers, you have incredible researchers that can't write in a way that makes sense. I mean, they're so analytical in their researching that their writing comes across in a way that's hard to read. And you have lawyers that are great writers but would be terrible in court. They're able to put things together on paper and cite it and make an effective brief argument, a written
Right.
brief. But you put them in court and have them argue to a judge at a hearing or have to cross-examine a witness. They don't have that skill set. If a law firm was made up of attorneys that all had the same skill set, then again, that's a recipe for disaster. Our needs for video, both in our marketing and in our case presentation and things, can only expand. And as it does, we need people that with different thoughts and different skill sets and
Right.
Different abilities. That makes both of you, whoever it is we end up hiring, better, because you're learning from each other and you're also challenging each other to think beyond the ceiling, you know. So, and we're going to be making that addition here very soon.
I was going to say it's very quickly.
We've got it narrowed down to 2 candidates, and it's like, at this point, splitting hairs on who we're getting. So anyway, those are a few of the things here at Foreman Watson Holtree as we head into 2021. We've got the podcast in good shape. We're going to be doing some really new things with our settlement demands that we spent an hour or so on.
Yeah.
Also want to forecast for people. We're doing a thing next year. We'll go ahead and reveal this. We are going to be doing off the record. What you and I envisioned with off the record was, again, this whole concept that attorneys, the public sometimes thinks attorneys are not approachable. Right. And then,
suit and tie.
Right. And they think that they have a certain image of what legal assistants do every day, Instead, what we were trying to do with Off the Record is do an informal interview of different people in the law firm, attorneys, staff, things like that, and let the public see sides of these people or hear a little bit about their story that they probably haven't heard or seen or would think of. And so it's lighthearted, it's fun.
Right.
I mean, I will just go ahead and say you just finished recording mine, and we don't know how it's going to come out because we recorded a lot more than will be used, But so Off the Record, it's going to happen. Did we say it's going to happen which day of the month? Is it the first Monday of the month, or is it the?
It was, yes.
So another thing we're doing, growing and expanding, trying to let the public see and know their lawyers and the people that are working on their cases.
Right. Well, it's just like what we try to do with our settlement presentations. It's they're people who put their pants on one leg at a time, and we're trying to break, as we do with this podcast, we're trying to break that stereotype of what people think about what we do here. So yeah, absolutely. That's the same thing with Off the Record. It's to show you that at the end of the day, everybody here is a person, just like the same people that come in here and use our services. Everybody pays their taxes. Everybody bleeds red. What is that?
Hey.
Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, man.
Ho, 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 ho.
Santa Claus. Santa Claus.
Man, he's looking good.
Yeah, thank you, PJ. I had to go on a diet this year.
Oh, man.
It's got a little bit of a ho, 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 ho.
It's all that CO2 that you're breathing on the way here with the sled ride.
You know, PJ,
Sleigh ride, I'm sorry.
somebody told me, PJ, that you're having some issues with some Pokemon cards.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, how'd you hear about that, Santa Claus? I mean, we were hoping that you didn't get here in time to hear about that.
Oh, I know everything. I know who's naughty and naughty.
It happened yesterday, so yeah, I'm sure it got around.
Well, listen, Santa, we know that your time is strapped, and we really appreciate you coming and being a part of our show.
Oh, yeah, Travis, you know, you guys are doing some great things here at FWH, and I tell you, you know, we just want to help any way we can. What am I here for anyway? What am I here
Our
for?
Christmas movie bracket. You know, we've been going the past several weeks, narrowing it down from 32. Now we are down the road to the championship. The last two, we got to narrow it down to the number one.
Well, PJ, can I ask if any of them have me as the as the star of the show?
Well, Santa, do we, PJ? I mean,
Not these two, but some of the ones that were in there have.
Oh, well. If I'd have known that, I may not have made time for this podcast.
Well, Clark Griswold dresses like you on the cover of one of them, so the number.
And that is such a disgrace.
Santa, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, really.
Good grief. Okay, well, PJ, let's tell Santa. Even though he knows all things, right? Let's tell Santa what the two movies are, and you and I will then have our discussion.
Let's speed this along now. Let's speed this along.
Okay, so we narrowed it down. The final two are Home Alone
Home Alone.
and National
That's
Lampoon's
funny, that poor little kid.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Christy Brinkley. Oh, Santa didn't. Sorry, Miss Claus.
Santa. All righty. Woo. All right.
Yeah, he must have taken a pill this morning.
Oh, yeah. Hey, okay, so do I have to vote right now?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
No.
What we're gonna do, Santa, is me and PJ will vote. And then we need you to cast the deciding vote in the event that there is a disagreement.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Let's speed this along. Hey, will you look out the window and check on my reindeer?
Yeah, they look good.
Oh,
Yeah.
How'd you get here on just two?
Don't have all those toys. Actually, those are backup reindeer out there.
Santa's waiting for that stimulus check.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Only $600. Come on.
We're going to have you stand by. PJ, you get to vote. It's up to you. And after you vote, I'll let you know how I vote. And so I need to hear your vote on whether it's Home Alone or whether or not it is Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Santa, you may not want to be playing with that microphone there.
Yeah, don't. It makes noises.
I know I gave you these microphones for Christmas, PJ. A pop filter included.
I appreciate that,
Because you were a
Santa.
good little boy.
But we still want this thing to be as best quality as we can, so please stop playing with it. Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Santa, I gotta be honest. It sounds like maybe you should cut down on those packs of cigarettes.
That's our little secret, PJ.
All right, so this was a tough one for sure. Home Alone versus Christmas Vacation. They're two seminal films in most everyone's life. This really was. It came down to two heavy hitters. Oh, come on, Santa. It's not that bad. I talk a lot. I'm very long-winded.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, PJ. Go ahead.
You had a long night, I'm sure. You're going to have several long nights. What's funny is leading up to this, something I've noticed there have been a lot of Home Alone and Christmas Vacation memes that have been popping up lately, which I found very ironic.
Well, that means that your phone's listening to you.
Yeah. Well, the one that I thought was really funny was it's the scene in Christmas Vacation when Clark finally gets his gift from his place of business, and he opens it up, and everyone's standing around him, and he's looking at the check with that forlorn look on his face. And then the second part of the meme is a check from the Treasury.
$600. I saw that one. Yeah. Yeah, I saw
Okay,
that
come
one.
on. Hey, let's go. Come on. Let's speed this along. You need to just vote on the damn movie.
Santa Claus and his bad attitude's throwing me off here.
Oh, you're going to think bad attitude if you don't hurry this thing along now. Come on, let's get the vote. Let's go.
Okay, so
Ho, ho, ho.
so yeah, all right, I'll speed this up. So Home Alone is one of those, it's a great movie for the kids, it's a great movie for the adults, and I've been putting a lot of thought into these two, and I think honestly, I'm going to have to go with Christmas Vacation.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Christmas
okay, Travis,
Vacation.
I want to hear your vote because PJ took an entirely way too much amount of time in giving us his. Now let's skip along. Come on.
Santa's really hoping to get to that next 15-minute smoke break.
All right, Santa. I'm scared to death now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my vote without any analysis behind it.
You're going to have
I'm
to.
scared. I'm scared. All right. I'm voting for Home Alone.
Oh,
Only.
man.
Okay. Only because
Okay.
I want Santa here, who's skippy to the do-rah to get out of
Yeah,
here.
really.
We need him to cast the deciding vote. But before we do, if I understood right, after all the votes here at the office, and Bart Darrell wrote an incredible analysis about
He
Christmas
did.
Vacation,
Do
which
you-
we'll read after Santa
Okay,
goes.
yeah, because
because
he needs to get out
Yeah.
of here.
Ho, ho, I'm glad Travis voted. Ho, 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 ho. All right, let me just tell you. Ho, 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 ho. I think that the elves, they watch a lot of movies. Ho, 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 ho. And the elves by far watch Christmas Vacation a lot more than the other.
Home
what was the
Alone.
name of it? Home Alone. What a poor, pitiful child. I mean, come on, where was social services? Christmas Vacation gets my vote. I'm seeing you
All right,
all
we'll
later.
see you
Thank
later,
thank
Santa.
you, thank you.
Hey, what? Yeah. Man, I think Santa, he's not very coordinated. He's really grumpy.
I'm worried for
He's
these
under a lot of stress. I think
I'm
that's
worried
kind
for
of,
these kids. What was his vote even? I mean, he like spit it out and then
I don't know. I think he forgot to take his Cymbalta this morning.
forgot to take something. Golly, I'm just glad there's no kids in the office today.
Yeah, really.
Goodness, is he gone back out there?
Yeah, he's getting his reindeer around.
Get out of here. All right.
Yikes.
So I think I heard him say Christmas Vacation got his vote.
Yeah.
Let's read the great email that Bart sent to us. No, you can read it.
okay.
Yeah, you can read it. This is from Bart Darrell, our co-managing partner of the law firm. He gave us some analysis. This just shows you that some people's skill sets are just to simply vote, and some people's are to do some analysis. So let's read Bart's analysis before we render the vote.
All right. So he said you definitely got the top two in the finals. The obvious winner, though, is Christmas Vacation. Here is why. It was the pioneer of hilarious Christmas movies. There would be no Home Alone without Christmas Vacation. And I think there probably is some truth to that because as we came to find out, Home Alone came out in 90 and Christmas Vacation was 89. So,
Right.
So it came after. It's the only movie with antler eggnog glasses.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's right because I don't think I've ever seen those anywhere else. Cousin Eddie may be the best movie character since Atticus Finch,
Whoa.
which is an interesting comparison.
Yeah, well, that goes a ways back, too.
Yeah.
Kill a Mockingbird. Wow.
It made Jelly of the Month Club a thing.
That's right. In a very popular statement, yes. Right. Just last week used that in a conversation.
Yeah. The next one he just put, real nice, Clark. Get me somebody, anybody.
Yep.
Clark's boss trying to avoid talking to Clark. Made being a total Christmas dork sort of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Which I agree.
Yeah. Clark became the hero of dads.
He says Home Alone did not make leaving your kids at home when you leave the country a cool thing to do. You can almost go as far as saying it was just abandoning them because they didn't just leave the kid at home. They literally abandoned him. In fact, social services should have been a prominent role in the film.
Oh, well, Santa said the same thing.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Wonder if Santa surely that wasn't Bart dressed up.
I don't know. I haven't seen
Bart today.
I haven't seen. I mean, he's supposed to be in Bowling Green.
Yeah,
though,
he's
right?
supposed to be there. He was here yesterday.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
He might.
All right.
He might have still been here.
All right, PJ. Well, here's what.
And then last but not least, it started a national trend towards naming girls Ruby Sue.
Oh no! Right. That's an X.
Yeah.
You've heard how many Ruby Sues do you know? I mean, I know tons, dozens.
Do you really?
No.
I don't, okay, I was gonna
I
say.
think Bart's a little overreaching there.
I think so because I don't know anybody named. I recognize Curly Sue probably more than Ruby Sue.
Well, and let me ask you this.
Okay.
What are your takeaways from today? Of everything we've done, I think that first of all, you gave some good insight, and even though Santa was speeding you along, as to Christmas Vacation, John Hughes, masterful job on both, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
so when it comes to filmmaking, he's just a god among men,
right?
Because I mean, especially in the '80s into through the '90s, I mean, every project he touched just became gold. Yeah,
yeah. So no wonder we're having a hard time. All right, now there's one thing I want to discuss with you before I think we're at the winter here, but before we do. If that's the case, if Christmas Vacation is declared the winner, I say that it goes into the Hall of Fame and is not in next year's bracket. Because if it's in next year's bracket, if it's in next year's bracket, first of all, you would say, well, maybe they voted it off just because it won last year and they wanted something new, right? Which would kind of water down the entire analysis. And then second, I mean, once you have gone through this and you obtain greatness, you should be out there, and then all these others are trying to be a part of that club.
Right.
Okay?
I agree.
So next year, Home Alone is back in because we're going to declare Christmas Vacation the winner of the Christmas Movie Challenge, the tournament bracket. It is the winner.
Congratulations.
Okay? Yes. All right. Whoa. I'm also
Congratulations, Christmas Vacation.
Yes. And so here's the thing. It's going into the Hall of Fame. Okay.
Yep.
In 2021, when we do this again, we'll have 32 new movies. Some maybe ones that were in it this year. Some new ones possibly, and we will arrive at a whole different winner because it's not even possible for Christmas Vacation to win.
Frosty might have a shot now.
Oh yes. Oh, I love.
And Christmas Vacation beat out Die Hard, so now Die Hard
may have a chance.
Might have a chance.
That's right.
Yeah.
It all depends on pairings, and we're already looking forward to it next year.
Yep.
We do appreciate Santa giving some of his time to us today.
As grumpy as it was.
Yeah. He's crusty old feller.
Yeah.
But, hey, got a big responsibility in the next couple of days. So,
yeah,
and,
true.
And you, my man, I hope that your Pokemon dispute and things water out and everything ends up being okay.
I'm sure it will. I'm going to call and apologize for saying that. Merry,
Merry
I
understand.
Christmas.
Okay, yeah, maybe I would. I'm
going to at least apologize for that. I should have done that.
I think you should apologize. So, all right, well, PJ, we're going to cut this one down, man. It's off.
Sounds good.
And this has been Done Lite, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, PJ Starks, Travis Holtry, and Santa Claus. Always brought to you from 530 Frederick Street at the high-rise white brick edifice. Merry Christmas, everybody, and a happy New Year.